Fellas, you know the rules. Each panelist will come up with their top three in the category, and then the other panelist will critique that list. So, Sal, you're up first with your three top X factors for the Mets.
All right, we'll start with Marcus Stroman, a guy I've been talking about a lot. I'd have him at number 3 here because we know what deGrom's going to do at the top of the rotation. If he doesn't do it, forget it. But they need somebody behind that. They need some depth, clearly something that was missing. I like Carrasco, but I have high expectations for Marcus Stroman. So he's my X factor as far as the starting rotation goes. If he pitches to the best of his abilities, then I really believe this rotation can be one of the best, if not the best, in all of Major League Baseball. Number 2, I'm going to go to the lineup, and a guy who had a down year last year, it's Pete Alonso. I don't care that they bring in Lindor. I don't think they did enough offensively to really change this team. Remember, they're losing Cano's production, which I didn't like him, but they're still losing his production, and Jimenez and Rosario. So, yeah, you add Lindor, but without Alonso going to the best of his abilities like he did when he hit the 50 homers or the 52 homers, whatever, 2 years ago, I don't think this offense is going to score a lot of runs. So they need Pete Alonso to be what he was 2 years ago. He's a big X factor. And to me, there's nobody more important on this team right now than Edwin Diaz. That would be my number one guy. I don't trust him. You know that if you've watched me or listened to me at all in the last couple of years. Still don't trust him regardless of what he did a year ago. And if you can't trust him, if he does not close out ball games, then the Mets have major issues. The only guy I trust in that bullpen is Seth Lugo, and he's starting the season going to be out on the IL. They need Edwin Diaz to be lights out at the back end of that bullpen. Every good team, every playoff team needs a great closer. Can Edwin Diaz be that for the Mets? I don't think so, but they are built that they believe he can be, and they need him to be.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't disagree with any of the names on the list. I mean, I think Sal's a little higher on Stroman than I am. But what about Lindor, first year here in New York, coming off a down year when Cleveland, top 5 player in the sport, there's no doubt, but he's got to go out there and prove it here in New York City, pressure being on. I mean, Jacob deGrom's obviously got to pitch up to the expectations they expect to. And McCann, who showed up early down in Port St. Lucie, solidifying that catcher spot. I mean, there are a number of key factors when you look at this Met team in 2021, if they're going to be not only a contender in the NL East, but, a pennant contender in the National League. Yeah, I don't disagree with any of the 3 guys on Sal's list. Diaz is going to have key importance. Alonso as well. Although I think offensively, even if Alonso is a down year, I think there are enough bats in that lineup to pick him up.
Moose, I think you mentioned a huge X factor in McCann because catcher has been a huge hole on this team, and they passed on Real Muto, settled for him. I think he needs to have a big year for this franchise.